We are conditioned to expect the idealistic, speech-making lawyer. In the standard legal drama, the rules are the hero's greatest weapon. But when the system itself is designed to protect the guilty, those same rules become a trap. Playing by the book in a rigged game doesn't lead to justice. It leads to a predictable defeat. Consider the Babel Group. This isn't a company that occasionally breaks the law. It's an entity that has absorbed the law. As this diagram shows, the central Babel hub has lines of influence pulsing outward to the media, the police, and the courts. They have achieved a systemic monopoly where every lever of power answers to the same boardroom. Once these nodes lock into place, they form a shield that makes the corporation untouchable. Judges receive direct payouts, evidence is fabricated in state labs, and witnesses are silenced before they can reach a stand. The legal system doesn't just fail to stop Babel, it actively protects them. Because Babel dictates the rules of the game, conventional tactics are useless. Filing an injunction or gathering standard forensic evidence is an exercise in futility. You are trying to use the villain's own tools to dismantle their house, and the system is designed to ignore every move you make. When the law is weaponized by those it is meant to restrain, relying on it becomes a fatal flaw. To break a monopoly on power that broad, you have to look outside the courtroom entirely. You need someone who doesn't just break the rules, but operates on a different map altogether. This is where Vincenzo Cassano enters. He's a consigliere, a high-level strategist for the Italian Mafia. He doesn't view the law as a moral compass, but as a minor hurdle. In his world, a problem isn't solved with a gavel, it's solved with leverage and consequence. He ignores the rigged courtroom and targets the corporation's physical and psychological foundations. He uses extortion to flip loyalists, arson to destroy illegal assets, and systematic terror to unnerve executives who thought they were safe behind their lawyers. He targets the things a conglomerate actually cares about, their bottom line and their personal safety. This split timeline illustrates the difference in efficiency. The top shows the standard legal route, which Babel can stall for decades through appeals. The bottom shows Vincenzo's timeline. Notice the sharp, immediate spike in disruption. By using direct action, he forces an immediate crisis that the corporation cannot litigate its way out of. Vincenzo deliberately escalates the conflict to match the ruthlessness of his opponents. He recognizes that the Babel Group has already discarded their humanity, so he meets them with a total disregard for traditional boundaries. He turns their own methods of intimidation against them, proving that he is more dangerous than the system they own. This methodology is the only way to dismantle the empire, but it forces Vincenzo to live in the same moral gutter as his enemies. By becoming the monster needed to kill a monster, he risks losing the ability to ever return to a normal, civil existence. Hong Cha-young begins as a part of the machine, a cynical lawyer defending Babel's interests. But as she witnesses the human cost of their greed, she aligns herself with Vincenzo. She becomes his partner in these extra-legal tactics, trading her law license for a more direct form of retribution. Their partnership creates a ripple effect, building a community among the tenants of Gunga Plaza. For a man who has lived his life within the transactional coldness of the Mafia, this group provides a genuine experience of belonging. They are no longer just assets. They are people he feels a duty to protect. Within the narrative, their romance functions as a moral tether. As Vincenzo uses increasingly brutal mafia tactics, the heavy iron blocks on the scale, he drifts further from his own humanity, but Cha-young's influence provides a counterweight. These blocks that glow with light keep the scale in equilibrium, preventing him from tipping entirely into the abyss. We see this tension in his behavior. He is capable of cold-blooded violence when facing Babel, yet he displays a growing vulnerability and tenderness when he is with Cha-young. She represents the world he is fighting to save, even as he uses methods that would normally exclude him from it. This connection is the functional core of the story. It ensures that Vincenzo remains a defender of the community, rather than just another predator. The romance provides the psychological anchor that allows him to navigate the darkness without being consumed by it. The dismantling of Babel isn't achieved through a change of heart or a legal breakthrough. It is a total eradication carried out through mafia justice. Vincenzo ensures that the power structure is physically destroyed, leaving no room for the corporation to regroup or use their influence to escape. Most vigilante stories focus on heroes who fill the gaps where the law is too slow. This narrative shifts that focus. It presents a world where the law is the primary weapon of the villain. In this context, the hero isn't a substitute for the law, he is the cure for it. It forces an admission that when a system is this corrupt, it cannot be reformed from within. Even after the violence concludes, a quiet loyalty remains between Vincenzo and Joong. They are left in a world that is cleaner, but they carry the weight of how that cleanliness was achieved. They stand together, looking over a city that will never know exactly what it took to save it. The story demonstrates that while a broken world may require the ruthlessness of a monster to clear the path, surviving that transition requires a reason to stay human. If you want to see more deep dives into how modern stories are subverting classic tropes, subscribe and check out our analysis of other complex anti-heroes.